I
Yeah.
mean,
Mhm.
like before I start making music. So to get myself in that vibe, if it's a love tune, like I like to watch like a real nice, romantic movie, or maybe I'll get on YouTube and like watch like, a marriage proposal,
Mhm.
just real cheesy stuff like that,
You
really
watching with
gets
marriage
me going.
proposals? That's crazy.
I'm telling you, bro, like I can't even believe I said that out loud. But
Hey,
that's
man.
what I'll be doing. Like I'll be on that YouTube, like marriage proposals 2021.
Hey, man.
I'm
Whatever
telling you,
like inspire
man.
you, bro. I ain't mad at that for real.
Oh yeah.
So, yo, for our listeners out there, what I mean, that's trying to catch on to you right now. We just played your record, Angel, featuring Nicky Jam. Talk about your
Mm.
background and how you came up.
Oh, I actually came up through classical music. I used to sing classical music. I was in like the church like classical choir when I was 6 years old.
Mhm.
I used to sing soprano. So I did that up until I was, I think, 17, 18.
Mhm.
And that's pretty much how I got into music. And then after that, I got right into what do I want to be, outside of like school and stuff. And yeah, I just went right into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So talk about
Yeah.
your upbringing a little bit. Like where you originally from? You from PH Port Harcourt. Talk about.
I'm from Port Harcourt. I'm from the South. From where I'm from, it's a very musical city. There's a lot of churches out there. We have the most churches in the whole of Nigeria. So everybody knows how to play a guitar or play a piano because there's so many churches. Everybody's in a choir. So it's a very musical city because of the churches. You know Burna Boy? You heard
Yeah,
about Burna Boy?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yep.
Burna Boy is from where I'm from Port Harcourt as well.
Mm.
So it's a very musical city. So, I mean, it's also when I was growing up, it's also a very rough city. Just a lot of like gangs and it's basically known for churches and gangs. That's a little ironic. I mean, we'll shoot at you and pray for you. So it's like so that's really the vibe of the city. It's a real nice city though. But it's really like gang torn. Like it's a lot of gangs out there in churches.
Mm. How do
Yeah.
you stay away? You growing up there? How did you stay away from the bad influences? Popping people and then praying for them afterwards. Like, how do you stay away from? What I mean, dipping and dabbing into the negative and staying positive
Uh,
in your music.
I was a church boy, I was a church boy, just in the choir and stuff. And I also grew up like a little bit of like a geek, like a bookworm,
Mm.
So I was mostly quiet. Like if I wasn't like in school, I was just in the choir in church. So that's
Mm.
how I grew up. Yeah.
Yeah. So with your music, were you able to start getting a buzz in your hometown, or did you have to go elsewhere?
I had to go elsewhere. I had to go to Lagos.
Mm.
Lagos is like the entertainment capital.
Yeah.
Like if you really want to get stuff started, that's where you need to be. So I up and moved from the south to Lagos and pretty much started out here where I am now. So
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, talk about the difference from your hometown to Lagos. I mean, I know you said that's like the capital of music, but just as far as like the musical energy and just everything you had to deal with going out there, making that transition from your hometown to Lagos. Talk about that a little bit.
Oh yeah, I think the difference is the energy. Lagos is a lot more collaborative because there's a lot of hustlers out here.
Yeah.
So the energy, like everybody's trying to be on something. So everybody's like trying to find where it's at, like a studio or. But in Port Harcourt, people, I mean, they just trying to shoot at people. So it's a different, it's a real different vibe. Like, back in Port Harcourt, like you mostly trying to just survive. You know what I mean? But Lagos, there was a lot of hustlers and a lot of businesses. So it was a real like when I first came out here, like it was a real like should I say like energy shock for me,
Mhm.
because it was different from what I was used to back home.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you feel like that transition, making that move to Lagos, did it help or hinder your career at all as an artist?
Oh, 100%, 100%. It helped my career, 100%, 100%. I mean, till this day, there's still a lot of artists that from back home that move out here, and you can see like the growth and the shift and the change in their career. So it's definitely a big help,
Yeah. So do you have any upcoming tours coming up? You want to talk about that a little bit? What excites you about it? You do?
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. I'll be in Honduras. I'll be in Honduras day after tomorrow, actually. So I'll be in Honduras, I'll be in Guyana, I'll be in Guatemala, New York, New Orleans, and Houston.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, you named a couple
it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you performed in the States often in America? Like, you named a couple. I think you named about 3 different states you about to actually perform at. Like,
oh yeah,
perform in America often?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I've performed in New York, New Orleans, and my face. It's New York, and Houston, yeah, in Houston, Texas. The first time I did this 3 places was 2019. Then I also did it again last year, and I'm about to do it again this year. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Any upcoming plans to actually perform the Angel record alongside Nicky Jam? He's a big deal. Y'all feel like
you know what I mean? Like funny thing, like we've never met to this day, bro.
Oh wow.
We've actually never met. We've been trying to make it happen, but hopefully this time, the last time he's a big deal. He's hard to get a hold of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But hopefully this time around, I should be in Miami, and then we'll make it happen.
Yeah, man. I mean, dog, you a big deal too. 1.4 million views on YouTube. We over here with Ric Hassani. You know what I mean? Record, Angels out here moving. So you a big deal yourself, brother. For real. So yeah, so like
Thank you, man.
Talk about any other collaboration you got going on, or any future collaboration with any big name artists.
Let me see. I don't want to let a lot out, but yeah, I got a few more collaborations with more Colombian acts, actually. Yeah, so yeah, that's all I'm gonna say for now.
I feel that. Don't let the cat out the bag. You know what I mean? Keep it low.
Nah, bro. Nah. We move silent. I grew up with gangs, bro. So like, I'm from the South. We don't let it out, man. We move silent, bro.
So talk about the album, The Prince I Became.
Yo, man, that was a real special album to me. I made that album during the lockdown. I made it during the quarantine, so I think I was in my feelings a lot that whole time, so it's a really deep album. Every track means something because I was in my feelings a lot. You know what I mean? Like, so it's a real special record. It's a real special. There's hardly any like party like turn up records on the whole body of work, because like at that time, bro, like I think the whole world was in their feelings at that time, so yeah, that's the vibe of the album. I mean, honestly, I wish it was a little different, but it was meant to happen the way it was, so I'm fine with it.
Do you feel like your audience kind of took away you know what I mean, what you wanted to give off, you know what I mean? Like your aim for that record, you said you was in your feelings. Do you feel like your audience received it as such?
Oh, they did, they did. I mean, my audience is also mostly in their feelings most of the time, so so I mean, it was a good fit for them, but I just like sometimes, like when I make music, I don't want to go too far to the left, like too far into like feely stuff, so it doesn't like throw people off. I like to keep like a nice little balance, so yeah.
So like that particular record, you said you was in your feeling, 2020 was a crazy year. Talk about some of your past projects and how it kind of compares to some of your past projects you dropped.
Yo, so this is my sophomore The Prince I Became was my sophomore project. I'd only have one project before that, and that's my debut, you know. I think for my debut project, I was just trying to be heard, you know, that's the vibe I was like. So it's a lot more, shall I say, hungry. My debut was a lot more hungry. It's a lot more, almost, shall I say, desperate, you know, because at that time, bro, like I had to, like, things had to pop, bro. Like, you know,
Yeah.
so I was like, yo, this better be the thing, you know. So, but with this record, I was a lot more chill. You know, I've done like a lot more shows, you know. So it was a lot more chill. But for the first record, man, I was just trying to get things popping, you know, just to a level where, you know, I needed the reassurance from I just needed little success to like reassure myself of the journey that I was on. You know what I mean? So I really needed it to pop, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, do you feel like you could describe your sound, or do you feel like you can't be placed in the box? Like, you know, talk about that a
I
little bit.
think I can be placed to, I think I can be, you know, but I just say I'm really inspired by R&B. You know, I fell in love with music when I first heard Boyz II Men, you know, and Brian McKnight and, you know, Craig David from the UK, you know what I mean? Like those were, you know, the first couple of songs that made me fall in love with music. You know, so I'm very inspired by uh R&B, you
Yeah.
know, because that's what I grew up. You know, that's my era, you know, when I first heard music. So R&B, and then I love pop music, you know. So those are mainly what I'm inspired by. So I feel like whatever I make is always gonna have these like core, you know what I mean, like elements. You know, it's always gonna feel like that. It's gonna have that soul of R&B, and it's gonna have that just current texture of pop music. You know what I mean?
Do you
And
think a
of
lot of
course, like
artists
I'm
kind of,
African, so
yeah? Do you think a lot of artists could capture
yeah.
that as well? Like what you're doing, you know, you do the R&B, you know, with pop and Afro beats and everything like that. Like, do you think there's a lot of artists that actually do what you do? Like, what kind of separates you from everybody else?
Um, Out here in Africa, I think, you know, the main, once you hear African music, the first thing that comes to your mind is groove. You know what I mean? Is groove and bounce. You know what I mean? You gotta come with that heavy drums, you know, that heavy percussion, you know, like percussions. But I bring I have that, but I lead with soul first. So when you hear a Ric Hassani record, like it's the soul that hits you first. It's an African record. Like you know right off the bat that this is definitely an African record because it's gonna have the groove, but it's not the groove that hits you, it's the soul first. You know, so I think that's what I do differently that's different from other, you know, African artists. You know, I just bring that soul because I have that R&B background, you
Yeah,
know, so I'm always gonna have that soul and the bounce, you
yeah,
know. So that's really what sets me apart.
yeah. So you
Mhm.
know, everybody who kind of is an R&B artist or you know influenced by R&B, I always ask this question a lot. Do you feel like R&B is in a good place as a whole? Because like you know, I might think likewise. You know, how do you feel about the actual R&B game right now?
You know, like it's definitely not as. I mean, this is my point of view. Like this is from where I'm standing. You know, like it's not that like when I was growing up, like R&B music, that was the music, man. Like that was hit music. You know what I mean? That was the Usher, the R. Kelly, the Alicia Keys. You know what I mean? Like I feel like now it's more of pop music that's like that's like the hit music. You know what I mean? I feel like right now, if this was back in the 80s, 90s, the biggest artist, the pop artist in America is gonna be her, you know, or
Yeah,
Jasmine Sullivan. You know what I mean? Like, but now it's like it's almost like now these artists are like niche. You know what I mean? And now the big artists are like the pop. you know, like, you know what I mean? Like, so I feel like now it's not at a place where it was when I was growing up. You know, it's now more niche and subgenre than the lead than in front. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like that's a natural, you know, hit. Well, pop music always like it circulates. You know, there was a time when pop music in the world was reggae music. You know, it was Shaggy. You know, that was pop music. You know, it was Shawty told me that she got me red-handed, stiffing with a girl next door. Like that was pop. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you even had Michael Jackson on it at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like it circulates. And now Afro beats is even pop. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Now, in the world, even before R&B, you know what I mean? Right now, you know, and it could change tomorrow. Tomorrow it could be reggaeton music, it could be Caribbean music, you know. So yeah, so it's a normal, I feel like it's a normal movement in the music business, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, you know, you mentioned one of your influences, Boys to Men. What happened to the
Oh
musical
yeah.
groups? Is it a money thing? Like people don't want to split their money no more? Like what happened to actual R&B groups?
Bruh,
Like, you know what I mean? You don't hear about that no more. What's your thoughts on that?
that is so true, man. Like, cause I feel like groups is such a big thing for R&B. You know what I mean? Because of the sound of it, it's very, you know, group. I mean, like it's very the lead vocal, the harmony. You know what I mean? Like so, it's shocking that there's not many groups now. Um,
I can't name one right now. I could be wrong. Forgive me if
I'm
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 getting
trying
anybody.
to
Can't name anybody
I'm
right
trying
now.
to think about it. Like I can't even name, like back in the day, you had like every, I mean, you know, like you had Boys to Men, you had All for One, you had T3, you had Destiny Child, you had SWV. Like there was so
Yeah.
many. You know what I mean? There was En Vogue. It was
112, all of them.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. You
112,
Jagged
Jagged
Edge.
Edge.
Yeah.
Like that's like the go-to for R&B music. Like now that you mention it, I'm like shit. Like see that's the problem. You know what I mean? Like maybe
Mhm.
there's not enough groups. That's why
Yeah.
R&B now is like more niche than it and subgenre than it's pop music. You know.
Mhm. Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's sad, man. It's sad. Like I miss those group days. Like I really miss those group days. You know,
Yeah.
I really do.
So yo, what you got going on outside of music?
Yo, bro, like I'm telling the truth, like I've been trying to act, bro. Like I've been on some, you know, I've done so far. I've done two Nigerian movies. I've done two. And it
Talk
was
about
pretty
those a
good.
little bit.
Like
I'm sorry to
it's a,
cut you over. Talk about those. Like if the title, can people check it out? You know what I mean? Talk about that a little bit.
oh yeah, yeah. So it's not out yet. Like one is a series. It's called When Are We Getting Married?
Okay.
So it's gonna be on Netflix. I hope I can say that. You know, it's gonna be on Netflix. It's called When Are We Getting Married? So it's basically just I play a guy that's like, so he's in this relationship, right? And he doesn't want to get married because he don't believe in marriage, but he loves the girl. But the girl is like, nah, we gotta get married. You know, if you really love me, you got, you know, like this whole thing. And he's like, nah, like I've not seen no marriage work. You know what I mean? Like, let's just be it as we are. But she's like, she needs that ring. So it's a real there's a lot of topics that we address in that movie that's gonna be, I know when it drops it's gonna be very conversational, you know, like it's gonna raise a lot of issues between young couples, you know. So I mean, we've put out the trailer, I think almost a month now, and the buzz is crazy. The buzz is really, really hype, especially amongst the young folk, you know, because it's real questions that people want answered, you know, and it's
Yeah.
a real thing that people are going through. So yeah, I've done that, and then I did a second one called, oh shit, this looks so bad on me because I can't remember. Um,
We can edit it out.
yo, what's the name of this movie? Oh my God. What is it? Like, yo, what's the name?
Yo, we gonna edit this out. You know what I'm saying? I got you.
You need me to cut this out, bro. Like, Yo, this is so bad. But I'm telling you, it's a good movie. It's a real good movie. But it's not out yet. Yo, it's a good movie. If
Oh,
I
man.
just remember the name, it's a
Yo,
good movie, you know?
yo, what inspired you to get into acting? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you feel like that's just like
But
a natural progression for like, you know, artists, you know, you're an entertainer. So, you know, you want to kind of
yo,
stay
I
in music. Do you
love
feel
it,
like that's
man.
the natural next step?
Oh yeah, man. I've always been trying to get into acting. Like I'm yo, I feel like kind of way saying this, but like I'm a huge fan and follower of Will Smith. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's weird saying it now. You know what I mean? Because I'm like,
No,
bro,
yo, cause yo, we gotta talk about your thoughts on that because like I'm a huge you know what I
how
mean,
you gonna
Fresh
do
Prince of Bel
that?
Air
You
fan. You
know,
know what I'm saying? Like that's one of my favorite shows. That and Martin. So see Will do that, like it kind
bro,
of, you know what I mean, it kind of hurt, man. I mean, hopefully homie could bounce back.
bro.
Yo, what's your thoughts on that?
I'm telling you, man. I hope, man. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, like, there's an argument that you can't really tell a man how he chooses to stand up for his family. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But at the same time, Will ain't just a man, bro. Like that's Will Smith. Like you better think about shit you doing before you like, cause it's like
yeah,
you representing your family or
mhm,
people that you represent. It's not just your family. You represent a whole half of the world, like people that you never met, never gonna meet. Like you change people's lives. You know what I mean? Like, and you always have to remember that and carry that with you in everything that you're doing. You
yeah,
know, that was just one thing to him, but bro, it's affected the whole. It's hurt me really bad, bro, because it's like and that's also like a lesson for me as well. That's trying to come up like I always have to remember that I represent a lot of other people. There's people that look up to me like, yo, that's Ric Hassani, if Rick does this, I'm gonna do this. If Rick does, you know what I mean? Like, so I gotta be careful and mindful of everything that I'm doing. So yeah, man, I was real hurt by that, man. I'm still hurt by that.
yeah, man. I feel
It
like
really,
yeah,
it really shook me to my core, bro. It
yeah,
really did.
my personal feelings on that. If you're really upset about that, I think he should check them backstage because, like, you know, you on that stage, you know how
Bruh.
racist the Oscars kind of like a couple years ago they had the whole thing. Oscars are so white, whatever. Like I think
Yeah.
2016, and like Chris Rock kind of kept his composure. Like say Chris Rock went over there and you know what I mean, hit him, stole on him right back. You know what I mean? It would look crazy.
Yo,
So
big respect to the homie
yeah,
Chris. Like, that's a legend right there. You know what
mm,
I mean? Big
yeah,
respect to him. Like, he knew better. He knew that was not the time and place. Like, I'm
yeah,
not even offended by the slam. Like, bro, it's fine. Like, if somebody disrespects you, you do what you need to do. You need to do a drive-by, bro. You need to shoot
yeah.
the
Pray
nigga
for him.
mama. Go shoot his mama. But just don't do it on that's not the time and place. I'm telling you, bro, like there's people that do worse for less disrespect, bro. You know what
Or,
I mean? But that's just not the time and place.
mm,
That's not the time. Bro, I grew up with gangs, bro. I probably do worse, bro. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm not gonna do it on the biggest night of my life, bro. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's like,
yeah,
yo, you could take a chill.
yeah.
So yeah, man, just not
Yeah.
the time and place. I'm not offended by what he did, but it's the how and the when and the like,
Yeah, the optics look crazy. Yeah, now I'm with you on that. That's
bruh,
cool. Yeah,
bruh, come
yeah, for
on,
sure.
bro.
So yo,
You know.
we running out of time. We gotta get to your record. You know, do you want to give anybody all your social media info and how they can get in touch with you if they want to
Oh
collab? Like,
yeah,
do all
man.
that real quick.
Yeah, man. Yo, you gotta just follow me on Instagram, man. Hopefully Will is watching this. Will, you still gotta follow me. You know what I mean? Like, so it's at Ric Hassani. That's RICHASSANI. It's at Ric Hassani on Instagram, on Twitter. Just follow me, hit me up. Yeah, hit me up or hit management up. Whoever you gotta hit up. And let's just work. I'm a very humble dude, man. I'm a student of life. You know what I mean? And I'm really grateful for things as they come. You know what I mean? So I think I'm pretty approachable. Just whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's my vibe. So just hit me up, follow me. Tweet at me. Yeah.
Mhm. So yo, one last thing. What you got upcoming for the rest of 2022 and beyond? You know what I mean? What's
Yo,
that?
I actually got a few more movies.
Okay.
Which I'm gonna remember. I'm gonna remember all.
Yeah,
the
make sure you
names,
get the
bro.
name
Like,
right.
I'm gonna, yeah, bro. I'm still look like I'm gonna, I'm gonna get all the names. Like before we even start shooting, I'm gonna get the name down. You know, just so that's clear. You know. So yeah, I got more movies. I got more music. Yeah, I'm really excited for the new music I'm gonna put out soon because it's more, you know, it's gonna tilt more toward Afrobeat. You know, I'm gonna make the drums and the percussion like a little heavier. You know what I mean? Still gonna have that soul, but I'm gonna bring more, just more fire and more bounce this time. You know, I feel like I've been working on it, and I feel like I have it at a nice, you know, balance. So I can't wait for people to hear. It's gonna shock people a little, but I can't wait, man. That's growth. You know what I mean? I guess that's growth.
So yeah, absolutely, yo. Again, we're here with Ric Hassani. You about to get into his record featuring Nicky Jam, Angel. Anything else you want to say about that record before I cue it up?
Yo, man, it's a dope record. I feel like it's one of them records where the lyrics are so deep, man. It's it's so easy and but deep at the same time. And I feel like this song, the lyrics are gonna last forever. It's always gonna mean something. You know what I mean? To the end of time, because the lyrics are just so real. You know, so it's a good record. I'm appreciative for having that record and writing that record, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, Earth, we about to get into it right now. Ric Hassani, Angel featuring Nicky Jam, right here on 929. Let's get into it.
Oh. What's up, G?
We off here. Record's playing right now. Hey, man. Thanks a lot, man. Great interview, brother. You know what I'm saying?